NFC Divisional playoff game. On one hand, 15-1 Minnesota, undefeated at home, winning games by about 24 points a contest in their dome. Set a new NFL record this year with 556 points scored. Arizona, 7 of their 9 regular season wins by a mere 3 points or less. Last week, their first playoff win in 51 years. Could Arizona come into Minnesota and win? It was truly a battle of David against Goliath. But Arizona went undaunted. What do they have to lose? They win 1 every 51 years. Now we're going to win 2 in 2 weeks, they feel. Vikings' first possession would it be Moss against Aeneas Williams? No, they started running the ball. Robert Smith, 12 yards up the middle, and David Palmer became a feature player early.
Yeah, and you see Randall Cunningham lined up at the top of your screen. He's going to be doing his job of blocking up at the top of the screen. A lot of different looks shown by this team the first 15 plays of the game.
Cunningham then on 2nd and 10 on the opening drive, a little play action, a little spin, and a toss to Smith, who's down to the 3. 2nd and goal then from the 1. Old Viking fans remember outdoors, 44 was Chuck Foreman. Indoors, it's Leroy Horde. 7-0 Vikes, a drive of over 7 minutes to open the game. 3 and out for Arizona. Next Vikings drive, 1st and goal from the 8. Play action, Cunningham to Randy Moss, picked off by Aeneas Williams, who was such a star last week against Dallas. He's got a convoy, and Aeneas is going to go up to midfield. Tom, Aeneas is as smart as they come at this position.
Great job of reading by Aeneas Williams. You saw him take that glance in the backfield, cut off the route by Randy Moss to make that pick. That's a great job of knowing where you are on the field.
The Cardinals trying to take advantage early 2nd quarter after the pick, and Jake Plummer going for the downs, but he went way downtown, and Robert Griffith, one of his 2 picks, and he's going to return it to the 38-yard line. Vikings ball next play after the miscue. Cunningham looking for Randy Moss. Now, these are the Vikings that we expected to see. And Moss makes the catch of 45 yards against Aeneas. And 3rd and 8 from the 15, Cunningham. Indoors, you don't need to wear gloves. You need to wear a Glover. Andrew Glover, touchdown, 14-0 Minnesota.
Yeah, Andrew Glover here going to run the route on J.J. McCleskey, and you can see does a great job of beating him with the swim move over the top and a great throw by Randall.
So Jake Plummer back to pass, pump fake, and right in the hands of Griffin. His 2nd pick, and the Vikings, boy, they learned to turn it immediately. They don't just happy with an interception. They always look to return it all the way. He's out of bounds at the 16. They get a field goal, 17-0. Cards driving, Mario Bates. 1st and goal, nothing. 2nd and goal, Plummer, stuffed. False start, Cards. 3rd and goal, Plummer. Chris Gedney can't hold on. 4th and goal, they got to get in. Plummer. Who's open? No one. Rob Moore, make it happen. Nah, you can't make that happen. But flag on the play, roughing the passer called on Dwayne Rudd. And the replays, it's a close call, but...
Well, the quarterback running to the sideline. Dwayne Rudd comes in. You see him look like he tries to pull up with his arms right there. Momentum carried him right into Jake Plummer.
Want to protect the quarterbacks, Tommy, so they get another shot. 5th and goal. Larry self-centers in motion. Mario Bates, a touchdown. Oh, 5 plays from the 1. It's 5th effort. And they get in 17-7 now. Robert Smith with under 3 minutes to go first half. Oh, he looks so good sometimes. Up the middle for 27 yards. Vikings running on the nickel defense of the Cards. 2nd and 9 up at the 16-yard line. Half minute to go. Cunningham chased out of the pocket. Finds Horde. Horde dives over the cone. It's called a touchdown. Weren't sure first. Good call, though, Tom.
A great effort by Leroy Horde to get the ball on the pylon before his knees was down, and a great call by the official because not a one of us watching it could tell when we looked at it in live action.
24-7 Minnesota at the half the route many expected. 3rd quarter, 3rd down, Plummer. How does he escape? He dumps it to Rob Moore. He's a magician. Moore all the way down to the 7. 4th and goal. Boy, I tell you what, when they get to the 1, I mean, it's always exciting. It took 5 plays, 1 there's 4th and goal. Touchdown, Mario Bates. 24-14, Vince Tobin's team hanging around. Next drive, Minnesota. The pitch back from Robert Smith. Chris Carter is open. Down to the 3. They only get a field goal. Good job of the Cards holding him to 3, so it's 27-14. They're still within shouting distance. But then Jake Plummer can't hold on to the ball. A flag. Plays over. Lomas Brown pops a Viking. Larry centers, slaps Anthony Bass. Not a good scene. Flags and lost ball. Minnesota in business. Arizona loses poise. Cunningham. Later in the drive. Rolling. Firing. Touchdown, Randy Moss. Take this picture. You got it. Another shot. Third shot. Fourth shot. Focus click. You got it. 34-14. Read your morning paper. The score 34-21. Horde, his third touchdown of the game. Vikings lead it 41-21. That's the final. Dennis Green and owner Red McCombs. They're 16-1 this year. As the Vikings didn't score many expected, but not the tempo many expected. Vikings win it 41-21. Leroy Horde with 3 touchdowns in the game to offset 3 yards running, but 3 touchdowns for Mario Bates. Vince Tobin says afterwards, you know what, Minnesota? They're good.
Minnesota's got an excellent football team on all sides of the ball. They're very strong on offense, very strong on defense, and they got a great kicking game. And we didn't play as well as we would have hoped to play.
We wanted them to defend all aspects of the field. We used Palmer, we used Leroy Horde, we used Robert Smith, and I think of the combination of all the things, we added a few new wrinkles that they hadn't seen during the regular season. And that's what you have to do in the playoffs. You have to do what you did well to get you there, and you got to add a few things. It gives Atlanta a few more things they have to think about next week.
Well, look, they won 41-21, so who are we to say? It just looked like a curious start for the Vikings. At times, they lacked the usual gusto.
We are not surprised by the final score, but I think that certainly they would have liked to have played the game with more enthusiasm. But as Chris Carter said, I think they tried a lot of new things, especially early on in the game, to force their opponent, the Atlanta Falcons, to have to think and design a lot of different schemes against this offense. But next week, certainly, they will have to play a better game, I think, in terms of their standard offense and in terms of their run defense.
Well, Minnesota will host the first Dome championship game ever next week, ever. As we go inside the numbers, something we can tell you about next week. The 4 teams, the Vikings, Falcons, Broncos, and Jets, since they started the Super Bowl in the 60s, never have the 4 teams playing in the championship games have had a record as good as these 4, 55-9. Should be a great weekend.